Hi guys, it's Gothic Fitness on Instagram or Alex, and I am here to talk to you guys about New Year's resolutions. So I told you guys in the last video that I was going to be recording two videos today, one about my Christmas and one about my New Year's. So if you haven't watched my Christmas video, go ahead and do that as well if you would like. Unfortunately, I've already recorded this New Year's resolution video, and of course, because technology is just so wonderful, for some reason the video got corrupted and it did not work. So this is my second time recording this video, so hopefully it's just as good as the first one. I know there's a lot of mixed opinions about New Year's resolutions, so I just kind of wanted to give you my opinion on what I feel about New Year's resolutions. So first of all, I personally like to have a start date and a stop date. I like to have a time that is like, this is when I'm going to begin this new chapter of my life, and so I can kind of look at my progress compared to where I was before that date. A lot of the times I, will set kind of a goal for like, by this point of time I want to be able to have done this, versus like starting this date, like I want to do this. A lot of the times I think with New Year's resolutions, people come up with them back in like November, and then they're like waiting around to start their resolution until January 1st. So you could have been 2 months further along in your progress towards your goal if you had just started in November when you originally had come up with the idea. So I like to use fast food as an example. So say that your New Year's resolution is going to be to stop eating fast food when you currently eat fast food 3 times a day. So if you decide on January 1st you're just going to completely cold turkey, stop eating fast food, nothing, most likely you're not going to succeed in that resolution. What's better, in my opinion, is to start back in November or even earlier and be like, okay, so I eat fast food 3 times a day now, so instead I'm going to cut off my morning and I'm just going to eat coffee and eggs for breakfast, and then I'm going to have my fast food lunch and my fast food dinner, like my order in dinner. Then as you get closer to like November, December, you could be like, okay, I'm going to start cooking at home. I'm going to buy some cookbooks, go grocery shopping, learn that process. And so then I'll still eat out during the day, because I'm at work or whatever, but I'll have gotten my breakfast and my dinner completely covered. Then you can transition to like, okay, I'm going to start meal prepping, packing my own lunch, doing that kind of stuff. And then you can be like, okay, every once in a while when you are adjusting to that routine, you forget your lunch at home, whatever, then you can have your fast food, but mostly you're eating all home cooked meals. Then by the end of there, once you get to January 1st, you're already going to be completely transitioned over to eating mostly, if not all, home cooked meals instead of fast food. And you're going to be less likely to fail. And so then starting January 1st, you can be like, okay, this is the year. I'm not going to eat any fast food this whole year, if that's what you want your goal to be. But if you start cold turkey, then most likely you're going to fail, because it is a process. And then as soon as you fail, you're going to be like, okay, well, I failed. I guess I'm just not going to do that this year. So it's a lot better to make things like a slower process to ease into the new year, versus just starting something that you've never tried before on January 1st. So, but again, like I said, I like to document my changes in my life based on a time. I started my weight loss journey 2 years ago at New Year's. I signed up for a Planet Fitness membership after I'd canceled mine years earlier. So I re-signed up for that membership. I started going to the gym regularly, and that was kind of the start of my new year. But again, I didn't have like very specific goals at that point in time. My goal was, I want to be a healthier person. I want to be more fit. So I started out by getting that gym membership and going to the gym like when I could, and then I slowly ramped up. And then last year for on New Year's Day, I canceled my Planet Fitness membership and signed up for personal training at Anytime Fitness, and have been doing that for a year now, and and had some more concrete goals. And again, though it's a process, I wasn't expecting to go from 0 to 60 in 1 year, or especially not on one day. So that being said, I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of the resolutions that I do have for this year, and how those relate to my planning and what I have I'm going to have for you guys this year as well. So the first one that is mostly related to you guys is going to be using all of my new goodies, which I talked about in my Christmas video, to like improve my quality and my content in my videos, my YouTube videos, and my Instagram. So I'm gonna have to. There's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve there. So basically, this year I'm just going to my resolution again, not anything super specific, but just learning to use those new tools that I received for Christmas, as well as I want to get like a title card, you know, or like intro thing for my YouTube videos, as well as possibly developing my own thumbnails for YouTube, so it's not just like a screen or a still shot of me. So those are some things that I'm going to be working on to provide you guys with better content. Some of my personal like fitness or wellness related goals are to start waking up at 6 a.m. Again, that is something that I've been working on for the past 2 months. I was sleeping in until almost 10 every single day, and so I've been slowly, gradually creeping that time back a little bit. So I've been waking up at 7 a.m. now because I went from 10 to 9 to 8. Now I'm at 7, and I just started doing this week my first couple 6 a.m. wake up times. So it's been going pretty good so far. This morning I slept until 7, but I also moved my alarm clock to be further away from my bed, so I actually have to get up out of bed to go to my alarm. And I've been going to bed earlier and doing all sorts of other different things to help make that goal a reality for me. I also want to, and if you didn't watch my last video, I'm sick. I'm recovering from something throat lung related. So if my voice sounds funny, that's why. The other thing I want to do is add on more cardio, at least between now and April. So usually on my days I have personal training, or on the days that I'm lifting weights, I either do no cardio or I'll do 30 minutes of cardio before I do my own weightlifting routine. Because my HIIT training, I do a lot of cardio in with the, because it's like interval training and it's very like high or fast paced. But I want to add 60 minutes of cardio to the beginning of each of my workouts, hopefully to speed up my cut that I'm doing. My cut is supposed to be done by April, which I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So I'm hoping by adding 60 minutes of cardio a day that will allow me to cut a little bit faster. And then I also want to start increasing my weights that I'm lifting starting after my cut. So starting in April, I would like to start increasing the amount of weight that I'm lifting. Right now, I've been at a pretty steady weight for like the past 4-ish months. So I'd like to start increasing those so I can start seeing some gains. I've been able to maintain my muscle mass right now, but starting in April, I'd like to start seeing that increase. So, and in addition to my workout regimen, I'm going to start going to yoga twice a week instead of just once a week. On Saturdays at Bargersville Wellness, they're actually getting a new yoga instructor who's going to be teaching a little bit more of a high intensity yoga. And I'm thinking that some of the flexibility and the strength that is involved with that, I might be able to eventually incorporate into my fitness routine for my fitness, or for like the fitness division in the bodybuilding competition. I'm not sure if that's going to be something I'm going to be doing this year. It's probably a better goal for next year as far as doing the fitness division, but I want to start the process of at least gaining strength and flexibility and mobility towards that routine. In addition to that, I'm also working again on bettering my diet. I'm always trying to find ways to improve my diet. So this year, like my lunches have been kind of like blah and not like super nutrient rich, and they've just kind of been like sticking to my calorie goal, and that's really it. So this year I'm going to be trying to do meal prepping lunches, and the reason that my lunches aren't better is usually because I don't prep them. I don't take time to pack myself a good lunch. So I'm going to be working to, I already made a shopping list where I'm going to be buying certain specific types of protein, vegetables, things that are nutrient dense that I can add to a lunch and make like meal prepped lunches for every day in a week. Also, in addition to that, with my diet and my exercise routine being bumped up a little bit, especially with the cardio, I'm hoping to be down to like my goal weight by April. So my goal weight is a little bit sketchy. I'm thinking it's going to be at least 120 pounds at the higher end. According to my height and my BMI and stuff, I can because I'm so short, I could healthily be 105 pounds, but just because of the way I'm built and the fact that I do have a decent amount of muscle mass already, I'm thinking 105 is going to be a little too thin for me. So again, I don't like to set specific like number goals very often because I don't want to be disappointed or feel like I didn't meet my goal or push myself to an unhealthy state just because I want to meet the goal that I originally set for myself. So I'm thinking it's going to be about 120, maybe a little bit less, possibly a little bit more, but I don't think so. I think 120 is kind of the high end. But it's really going to depend on my fat percentage and, more of how I feel and how I look versus like the actual number on the scale. I did get a new, and I don't even know if I'm saying this right, I talked about it in my Christmas video, but Withings scale, I think is what you call it. I thought it was Wii Things, like I was thinking like a Nintendo Wii, like the tennis, Wii Fit kind of thing, but I don't think that's it. I think it's Withings. But it's a new digital scale that can measure your fat percentage, your bone mass, your muscle mass, like all of these different things. So instead of just giving you a weight and you not really knowing what to do with it, especially because as I start my bulking phase after April, it's gonna, obviously the scale is gonna go up and that's gonna be a little scary for me at first. So being able to see, okay, my weight is going up, but my fat percentage is staying the same is gonna be pretty helpful, I think. So I again, I'm not trying to cut down to the extreme that I'm going to be probably for my show. But I'm going to try to cut as close to that as possible by April and then start bulking in April from July. And then in July, my birthday is July 11th and my husband's birthday is July 12th. So we're gonna have a big fun birthday weekend. Our birthdays are on a Saturday and a Sunday this year, so I'm very excited. And then after that, I'm gonna start the cutting phase again for my competition in November. Now, and that is kind of my final big resolution is going to be my bodybuilding competition that I'm going to be competing, I believe, in the bikini division in November. So that's like the big thing that I guess like my big goal for 2020 is this bodybuilding competition like the first weekend of November. So I'm going to be working towards that. During this year, I'm also going to be making more videos that are related directly to my prep for bodybuilding, especially this cut for the next 4 months and then the bulking phase after that and then the cut after July. And that's kind of the biggest goal that I have is to be able to compete in that competition. So hopefully I get there. But looking back on 2019, I actually found my list of resolutions from last year and I was able to cross off a lot more of them than I thought I was going to be able to. So that was a really cool, really inspiring, empowering thing. I think setting goals for yourself is a very good thing to do, especially if they are reasonable, attainable goals. Setting goals for yourself that are like out of your reach can just be disappointing and make you feel like you're not succeeding in something, but setting goals that push yourself but are also attainable is very important to see progress in yourself and your personal growth. So I am really proud of what I've done so far this past year. I've lost 40 pounds. I started this YouTube channel. I started my fitness Instagram account, Gothic Fitness on Instagram, and I have completely changed my eating style, my eating habits, and I'm just feel like a totally different, healthier, happier person. So I'm super excited because if 2019 was so good, I feel like I've just set myself up for even more success in 2020. So I'm excited to see where I will go with this. I would also love to hear your guys' New Year's resolutions, whether those are fitness related, work related, personal related, self-care related. So feel free to leave those in the comments. And if you haven't yet, please like this video and subscribe to my channel and check out the video I posted about all the cool stuff I got for Christmas. And I think that's it. So I hope everybody has a really great new year and I will see you in the new year. So that's pretty much it. Thanks guys. Live healthy, die happy, and leave a pretty corpse. Thanks guys. Bye.